It's one of the world's most iconic trophies. Knockout football in November can mean only one thing. It's time for the FA Cup second round.
The towering header from the top scorer.
Slide! Oh! That is magnificent! The goal of the night! Terrific finish! The shock is on!
Welcome to the Emirates FA Cup highlight show. Coming up, 50 Boreham Wood made it as far as the fifth round last season. Bristol Rovers aimed to stop a repeat run. The lowest ranked side left of Church were hoping to fell Forest Green Rovers. And National League South leaders Ebbsfleet were looking to carry on their impressive form against League One Fleetwood. And we have all the goals from an action-packed second round. National League Boreham Wood have relished this competition of late, reaching this stage for a club record third campaign in a row and making it as far as round 5 last season. Their hosts 2 tiers above them, though, had only lost one of their last 7 FA Cup games at the Memorial Stadium. Watching here was Phil Blacker.
It's worked wide for Bobby Thomas. Bristol Rovers try and assert their authority here. Comes for Collins, who's away from Stevens. He has lost to try and aim at far post, and that's an important intervention from Will Evans. Did brilliantly to get something on that. It looked to be real danger when Collins skipped away into space. Zach Brunt with the corner. He's played it short here for Broadbent to have a hit, and it's deflected and in, and Boreham Wood lead. Final touch actually, I think, off Will Evans, as it hit the centre-back on its way through. The National League team in front. The kick is cleared as far as Leon Love, who's now got room to run into and launch the counter-attack. Does have support from Brunt as Rovers rapidly try and get back in position again. Good ball for Broadbent, oh, so unlucky. With Belshaw beaten and spared only by the frame of his goal. The danger hasn't been dealt with. Illisadley and then in by Arnlove, but he's offside. The flag up straight away on that far side to deny Lee Arnlove. And Bristol Rovers survive a double scare here. Oh, been so unfortunate not to be on the score sheet today. And then there was still plenty of space, wasn't there, for Illisadley, and Arnlove is just off. With a little flick on, hasn't yet been dealt with. Partially cleared by Thomas. Sinclair is beaten to it by Illisadley, who is able to direct it goalwards once more, and it will come here for Stevens to score with a looping header for 2-0. Boreham Wood double their lead on the half hour, and Bristol Rovers pay a heavy price for not being able to clear their lines after pressure. Well taken goal by the centre-back. You wouldn't know it was his first for over 3 years. It is such an important one. It's 2-0. Finley finding Sinclair. Rovers have to find a response at the start of this second half to the 4 changes that they've made. Sinclair palmed over the top. It needed the touch from Nathan Ashmore. He's likely to be busier in this second half, I'm sure. Will need to be if Rovers are to get back in it. Collins lets it run. Finley calling for it, can't quite force his way through. In awkwardly by Clark, where both Coburn and Collins were trying to get the touch, but they can't turn it in. The final touch, I think, off Aaron Collins, but Rovers running out of time.
A first ever FA Cup meeting between AFC Wimbledon and Chesterfield. The Dons the higher ranked side, but they conceded against the National League club just before half-time. Armando Dobra started and finished a move to give the Spyrites the lead. Wimbledon had won 5 of their last 6 second-round ties, but couldn't find a leveller. Harry Pell's close-range miss, the nearest the home side came to scoring. The visitors booked a potential glamorous third-round tie when Nick Zanev misjudged Jeff King's cross as Chesterfield completed a shock win. Cambridge United were aiming to compete in the FA Cup third round in consecutive seasons for the first time since the early 90s as they hosted Grimsby. However, they fell behind to the Mariners when Otis Khan fired home just after the hour. Cambridge was scoreless in their last 5 matches but ended that drought to draw level 9 minutes from time, courtesy of Sam Smith's looping header. Grimsby, who had lost 5 of their last 6 meetings with Cambridge, weren't to be denied a round 2 win though, after Keandra Simmons' through ball in the 90th minute found Khan, who scored his and the U's second. It had been 13 years since Charlton faced Stockport in any competition. Then the Addicts did a League One double over County. This time around it was very different. Dave Challoner's side took the lead in the 3rd minute, Chris Hussey firing in. Ben Garner's men, 14th in League One, levelled midway through the first half. Steven Sessignon with a driving run and shot. County defender Joe Lewis with the unfortunate own goal. Charlton had progressed from their last 5 FA Cup ties against teams from a lower division and looked set to extend that run when Albie Morgan brought down George Dobson's ball over the top to make it 2-1. And the hosts nearly made it 3-1 in spectacular style. Morgan from much longer range this time, hitting the crossbar. But Stockport, who registered 17 attempts at goal, battled right to the end and grabbed an equaliser deep into added on time when Miles Hippolyte headed home to force a replay, much to the delight of the travelling fans. It had been 10 seasons since Dagenham and Redbridge and Gillingham had locked horns, with the Gills winning both games in home and away League Two encounters. Here, though, it looked like the Kent club were going to be on the end of an upset when Josh Walker scored for the Daggers. However, Neil Harris's team dug deep, and 2 minutes into stoppage time, Jordan Green found Scott Cashgate, who smashed the ball into the roof of the net to earn the Gills a replay. It had been 48 years since the lowest ranked side left, Ipswich, had reached the 3rd round, with the Southern League Premier Central side giving up 92 league places to host Forest Green Rovers. However, League One's basement team had only won 1 of their last 7, and that was against another 7th tier outfit in the last round.
Burton with a throw for Ipswich. Intercepted and Howe. Wickham with the flick on. March against Teixeira, and still battling and brought down. Penalty. Well, there was contact. Ipswich players complain. But Teixeira sticks out the right knee here. March goes down. Wickham makes no mistake. Waits for Dan Jezef to go one way and firmly down the centre. Forest Green Rovers lead by a goal to 0. Abbey and Sefton standing over this. Abbey looks favourite. Jed Abbey. What a strike! Unbelievable here from Abbey. Ipswich of the 7th tier are level, and that's a stunner. Look at the technique, the bend, the dip, the power. McGee, absolutely no chance. At Harris. Boys. Can he dig out the cross? Decent towards March, and he bounces in against his former club. Josh March, just 2 minutes after Forest Green Rovers were pegged back level. Now they're in front once more. Brave header, terrific cross from Boys, and it just bobbles into the corner. Just enough pace to beat Jezef here. In-swinger again. Carter will clear. Church under pressure. It's an up and under. Not too much distance on it. Hamilton, that's poor. Bernard in, but Harris's header. And Wickham with a follow-up. First the woodwork and then a poor effort. Forest Green Rovers denied another. That would have been the game, surely. More Taylor to go long. Wickham. March sits up nicely, terrific save. Chesterfield deals with it in spectacular fashion. Stunning hit. But Harris, to reverse the ball, is cleared away. Aldrin to turn, Bernard is in trouble, he's already been booked, and this could be and should be a second yellow, and therefore a red, and Forest Green Rovers are down to 10. Perhaps the shirt, that was silly. O'Keefe with a free kick. Oh, Chesterfield with a wonderful save. How did he keep that one out?
Wrexham were hoping to make the third round of the FA Cup for the first time since 2015. As they hosted Farnborough, they took the lead courtesy of Paul Mullins' 50th goal for the club. Farnborough, who were undefeated in over 2 months, levelled thanks to Oliver Pendlebury's free kick. But 3 home goals in the final dozen minutes saw Wrexham through. Elliot Lee's fine strike restored the hosts' advantage. Before Mullen took centre stage, his second and the Dragons' third came after good work from Callum McFadzean, Mullen supplying the final touch. While Wrexham's top scorer this season grabbed his second hat-trick of the term in the 90th minute after more fine play from McFadzean to wrap up a 4-1 success and progression to round 3. In the second round, for the first time in their history, Chippenham travelled to Burton aiming to progress even further. However, they went a goal down midway through the first half when Johnny Smith found the net for the hosts. The Bluebirds dumped out League One Lincoln in round 1, but had no answer to Burton's quality. Deji Oshilaja making it 2-0 following a clever run just before half-time. 9 minutes into the second half, and the Brewers, who sit in the relegation places in the third tier, struck again. Bobby Camwa scoring his first FA Cup goal. Chippenham, who had failed to win any of their 3 matches since their first round triumph, did pull a goal back when Harry Parsons coolly finished inside the penalty area. But there was to be no comeback for the National League South club, who conceded 3 more goals in the final dozen minutes. Sam Whittle making it 4-1. Before the former Wolves junior, who once netted an FA Cup hat-trick against Burton, toasted a double on the day by sliding home from inside the 6-yard box. With 90 on the clock, Burton added a 6th thanks to Oshilaja's second to register their biggest ever FA Cup victory as a league club. 6th tier Kings Lynn were hoping for an upset as they hosted League Two Stevenage at the Walks. Steve Evans' side dashed any hope of a shock, however, with a ruthless second half display, taking the lead when Luke Morris' side footed home. Stevenage lie second in League Two, and their quality was evident. Norris swiftly making it 2-0 with a simple close-range header just 2 minutes after his opener. And with over half an hour still remaining, the Linnets still reeling. The excellent Jamie Reid curled home a third to effectively settle the match. National League South leaders Ebbsfleet had won 14 of their 19 games this season, but with the caveat that their only 2 defeats had come in their last 2 outings. They hosted a Fleetwood side 3 leagues above, who had reached round 3 in 4 of the last 6 seasons. Dan Mason watched this one.
Danny Andrew into Jed Gardner. Big chance. Oh, he struck the post. Batty on the follow-up, blocked by Edson. Fleetwood Town have started very strongly, and Jed Gardner unlucky not to open the scoring. Bingham into Dominic Polian, who goes for goal. It's deflected harmlessly into the hands of Jakub Stolarczyk. Nice combination play between Rakesh Bingham and Dominic Polian. Ebbsfleet top scorer getting his first side of goal. Really coming into it now, Ebbsfleet. Here's Bingham into Dominic Polian, who's around the goalkeeper, but it's wide. That's the chance of the game so far for Dominic Polian. Ordinarily, you'd back him to take it. He did everything right, Polian. The finish was lacking. Tanner. Ebbsfleet having their best spell of the match here. They are finishing the first half much the better of the two sides. And here is Dominic Polian. It's saved by Stolarczyk. The link-up play between Bingham and Polian has been excellent so far, but there's been no Ebbsfleet goal. Out to Greg Cundle on the left wing. Plenty of players in the middle. Oh, that looked like handball by Sean Rooney. Has he got away with one here, the Fleetwood Town defender? No VAR in operation today, of course. Oh, Garner for Fleetwood. On the cheery up ahead of him. It's Garner and Fleetwood lead. Jed Gardner breaks the deadlock with his first goal since August. Brought into the side today for a rare start. This will give his manager something to think about. Great finish from the youngster. And Fleetwood lead by a goal to nil. Last chance surely for Cundle, who's round the back. Oh, what an opportunity for Domi. It was on its way into the back of the net. I think it was Josh Earl that got in the way and denied a certain equaliser right at the death.
League One strugglers Accrington Stanley against National League promotion hopefuls Barnet here, but despite their contrasting ambitions, there was no upset. The higher-ranked side left it late, though. Ethan Hamilton, the quickest to react with just 6 minutes left on the clock. Stanley through to round 3 for just the 5th time in their history. Buxton were looking to reach the FA Cup third round for the first time since 1952. Ipswich had other ideas. Connor Chaplin ending a 12-match run without a goal with his 7th of the season. A second for the 1978 winners came just 5 minutes later. Carl Edwards with the assist. Ghassan Ahadme on his first start for the club with his maiden FA Cup goal. Chaplin let his feet do the talking again by scoring the host's third with just over a quarter of an hour remaining. His first FA Cup brace completed in emphatic style. Progression to the third round for Kieran McKenna's team was rubber-stamped in added-on time at the end of the match, when Caden Jackson's individual effort made it 4-0. Ipswich through to round 3 with the minimum of fuss. A fourth FA Cup meeting between Sheffield Wednesday and Mansfield Town. The Owls successful in all of the previous 3. The Stags started much the better of the two sides though. Lucas Akins just unable to find the target after a cross had ricocheted off the bar. Kellen Gordon had orchestrated that previous move, and minutes later his good work did lead to a goal. His right-wing centre converted by George Lapsley. Wednesday, third in League One, battled back and found an equaliser with just a dozen minutes remaining. Marvin Johnson squared for sub Michael Smith to finish from close range. And the same two players linked up in the 83rd minute to provide the winner for the home team. Smith tapping home from Johnson's assist to see Wednesday survive a fright and go through to the third round. Leeds, Tottenham and Leicester had all failed to win at Rodney Parade in recent seasons. Newport hosted a Derby side playing their first second-round tie for 37 years. Dave Farrow watched proceedings.
Corner from Lewis. Really been able to create anything yet, Newport. It's been a good start though, full of hustle. And here goes Lewis to drive one in and cash in. Nicks it behind. Newport corner. It's goal bound, I think. Lewis with the free kick here. Just pumped in towards Parkinson. Wonderful header from Priestley Parkinson. Newport County in front, and it's so direct, isn't it? So simple. Terrific header, though. Here's Barkhazen. Collins with the drive. Barkhazen retrieves it. Now Hurahan. And this is McGoldrick. Really good save by Day. Derby have come alive with these half-time changes. Sibley. Didn't really have anywhere to go, but Sibley keeps going! And Sibley with the equalising goal! A moment of rare quality here from Louis Sibley. First FA Cup goal for him. And what a well-timed one it is. Just kept running and then found that touch of brilliance. Corner zipped in towards that near post ricochet. And Joe Day, I think, with a fine save on the line. Curious goal that would have been. Derby are all over Newport at the moment. There's McGoldrick again. Ricochets away, and this is Hurahan! Bounced off his teammate. McGoldrick was offside. Hurahan thinks this was going in, and he might have a point. Derby dominant. Sibley gives it away, and Evans with a great turn. Wildsmith's exposed here, but super save that. Forsyth's blushes spared here by his goalkeeper Wildsmith. Now time and space here for Sibley to pick out the cross. McGoldrick! And the veteran surely heads Derby into round 3. Great quality on the cross from Sibley. And it's a glorious header from McGoldrick.
2008 winners Portsmouth were eliminated at this stage of the competition last season by Harrogate. Back-to-back round 2 exits for the first time since the late 1970s looked on when Darragh Burns put MK Dons in front. The visitors' lead, however, lasted just 3 minutes. Rico Hackett-Fairchild with a well-taken leveller, his 4th of the season. MK Dons were without Matt Smith, away with Wales on World Cup duty, and the midfielder was missed as Pompey won a penalty 10 minutes before half-time when Jay Mingy was brought down. Colby Bishop, who netted 2 spot kicks against Ipswich last month, confidently found the net from 12 yards. And Bishop's prowess from the penalty spot was required again 3 minutes into the second period, this time after Bishop himself had been fouled in the area. And he didn't disappoint, registering his 5th spot kick success of the season. But in this first ever FA Cup meeting between the two clubs, MK Dons got themselves back into the tie when just after the hour, Conor Grant squared for Mo Issa, who pulled one back. Searching for a late third to force a replay, MK Dons continued to apply the pressure, but Conor Grant's well-struck shot was turned away by Josh Griffiths as Portsmouth progressed. Just 4 points separated these two at the wrong end of League Two. Hartlepool took the lead as Callum Cook's free kick found a way through wall and Harrogate keeper. Cook was then involved in the second, feeding Josh Amira. Joe Mattock shown a second yellow for offending Pool's number 9. Amira converted from the spot. He then got his second midway through the second half, as Hartlepool hit 3 for the first time this season. Sulphurite sub Josh Coley did reduce the deficit 2 minutes later, but it was League Two's basement side who secured a rare win. Elsewhere in the second round, Barnsley made light work of Crewe Alexandra, 3-0 winners over a side from the league below. While in a meeting of a pair of League One clubs, Oxford schooled Exeter in a one-sided encounter. On Sunday, Shrewsbury made round 3 for the 6th straight season at the expense of Peterborough, and Walsall got the better of Carlisle in an all-League Two affair. So round 2 complete, and 4 non-league sides in the hat for Monday's draw. Dagenham and Redbridge needing a replay, but Wrexham and Chesterfield assured of a spot. While Boreham Wood are on yet another cup adventure, Bristol Rovers ran out of gas. Roll on round 3. Bye for now.